The birth of the Ouija board. In 1891, Elijah Bond, Charles Kennard, and William Hamopan patented a game they called the Ouija board. The board featured an alphabet arrayed in two semicircles, numbers from 0 to 9, and words like yes, no, and goodbye. There are certain rules you should follow when playing with the Ouija board. Cat 4 Winds has made a list of rules to better your experience. First rule is knowing. This is not a game. We will go over some other rules you should follow when using the Ouija board. First rule of the Ouija board is to never play the board alone. This is in case a negative spirit comes through the board, it can attach itself to you and no one can help you because you are alone. The second rule of the Ouija board is, and the most important rule, is to never taunt or goad a spirit to communicate with you through the Ouija board. This can have disastrous consequences. The third rule of the Ouija board is, never ask a Ouija board when you are going to die. Most of the answers that come through the board are designed to frighten you, to lower your vibration so you are an easy target to attach to. The fourth rule, spirits who talk to you through your Ouija board can tell you anything they want. Just because a spirit says something does not mean it is true. A spirit tried to win your trust by telling you they are a long-lost relative or the spirit of a small child who needs your help. In reality, the spirit could be malevolent. The fifth rule of the Ouija is, if you are using the Ouija board and are not the leader, you should keep your fingers on the planchette and remain silent. No one should laugh or ask whether it is working. This is negative energy which interferes with the process. Try not to decipher the words as the planchette moves. Your role is to close your eyes and focus your energy on the planchette. The sixth rule of the Ouija is, one person should be assigned the task of keeping track of the answers. They can write down the letters or words on a notepad and translate to the group what they think the spirit is saying. Try not to guess what the answers are in the moment. Write down what is happening and do that after the planchette stops moving. The seventh rule of the Ouija is, don't leave the planchette on the board. When you are done using your Ouija board, remove the planchette from the board. You are leaving a gateway open to the spirit world by leaving the planchette on the board. If you must leave the room for a bit, have one person keep their hand on the planchette to stay connected to the energy you've built. The eighth rule of the Ouija is, if a spirit starts communicating with you through the board by counting down or going through the alphabet, immediately end the session by saying goodbye. This is a common theme in Ouija users who have contacted a malevolent spirit that is trying to leave the board. The ninth rule of the Ouija board is, if a spirit starts communicating with you by making the planchette make a figure 8 or infinity symbol, immediately end the session by saying goodbye. This is another way malevolent spirits have revealed themselves. If you begin to suspect that you are in contact with a malevolent spirit, immediately end the session by putting the planchette on goodbye. The 10th rule, from Four Winds, is if you speak to a spirit who identifies themselves as Zozo, end the session and say goodbye immediately. Zozo has been identified as a malevolent spirit. From my experiences, he comes in with 2 other negative entities. He is an ancient malevolent being that can be hard to banish. The 11th rule about the Ouija board is if you are experiencing depression, it may be good to avoid using a Ouija board. That kind of energy draws in malevolent spirits. Never, ever burn a Ouija board. This can do more damage than simply leaving it untouched in a closet. If you are having problems with a Ouija board, store the planchette and board separately. The 12th rule about the Ouija board is if you begin to suspect that you are in contact with a malevolent spirit, immediately end the session by putting the planchette on goodbye. It also helps to leave the physical space you are in to sever the energy between the group and the spirit. The 13th rule from Four Winds is always cleanse your space after your session has ended. This banishes and removes negative energies from your home, helps prevent any future negative happenings. The 14th rule is, never store the board away with the planchette sitting on the board. I mentioned this rule earlier, but it is an important rule. Leaving the planchette on the board's surface keeps the board active and the gateway open to the spirit world. If you follow Four Winds rules for using a Ouija board, you should have a safe and successful session. Remember to dismiss any negative beings from your home and always cut the spiritual cords to these energies. I wish you the best of luck with your Ouija board session. I would also like to thank you for watching my video and to please like and subscribe to my channel. Have a blessed day, my enlightened ones.